Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So from today's onward we are going to start with a series of certain topics which are very important for the CSI NET exam, and this series would comprise of topics related to concept based questions and formula based questions. So if you know the formula for certain questions, you can easily solve those questions in seconds. Okay, similarly, if you know the concept, you can easily solve certain questions. So we will be discussing those kind of topics in this whole series. So I hope this series would be helpful for you and would lead you to one step ahead in your preparation for CSI NET exam. So let's get started with that. So, the topics which we are going to cover in this series will be, first of all, we are going to discuss the questions based on marked and recapture technique. So, this is a topic from population genetic, and it is a very important topic because frequently the questions have been asked from this topic related to the marked and recapture technique. So, we will be discussing certain questions related to this. Then we will be determining the order of gene transfer during conjugation. Now we all know that in case of eukaryotes, the evolution can take place during the time of meiosis, because during the time of meiosis what happens, crossing over takes place, and at that time recombination can occur and genes can be means transfer from one chromosome to the another chromosome. So by that the recombination could take place. But what happens in case of prokaryotes, especially bacteria? In that case, sexual reproduction does not occur. Meiosis does not happen in that case. Okay, so genes cannot be transferred through sexual reproduction. In that case, bacteria undergo certain parasexual activities like conjugation is there, and transformation is there, transduction is there. With the help of these processes, a bacteria can transfer its genes from one cell to another cell, and through that recombination could take place. Okay, but during those kind of processes, during those parasexual processes, what happens, the genes will be transferred via rolling circle mechanism, because the replication process that occur in those cases is via a rolling circle mechanism. So we'll be discussing that during the time of rolling circle mechanism, how the genes will be transferred from one cell to the another cell, and we will be determining the order of the gene transfer, because we will get the questions related to how we can determine the order of gene transfer. Okay, so this will be the next topic. Then we will be discussing the questions which are based on the number of chromosomes or sister chromatids during meiosis or mitosis. So during the process of mitosis or meiosis, what happens, we have different stages in there. In these processes we have different stages, and in every stage the number of chromosomes or the sister chromatids will be changing. So we have to determine at what stage what is the number of chromosome, because questions will be asked from this type of uh, topics. So basically we will be discussing certain stages related to mitosis and meiosis. There we will be discussing that how the number of chromosomes or sister chromatids will be changing, and at what stage you will get what number of chromosomes or what number of sister chromatids. Okay, how we are going to determine that. In next topic we will be discussing the questions related to Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. We will be discussing that what Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium is and how we can solve the questions related to this topic. Okay, so if you know the formula related to this topic, you can easily solve the questions related to that. Like mark and captured technique is there, Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium is there, linkage mapping topic is there. So questions from these topic can easily be solved if you know the simple formula for means answering those questions. Okay, Then after that, we will be discussing the questions based on the ABC model of flower development. We will be discussing that what ABC model is and how we can solve the questions related to this topic, because frequently the questions have been asked from this topic too. Then we will be discussing the determination of the charge on peptide chain, that how we can determine what charge is present on a peptide chain. So we will be discussing this in a stepwise manner. First of all, we will look for how we can determine the charge on an amino acid, and after that we will be moving towards the peptide and then to the whole polypeptide chain or the protein. Okay, so in stepwise manner we will be discussing this topic. After that we will discuss questions based on protein sequencing, that how we can sequence a protein. Okay, so these topics we are going to cover in this whole series one by one, starting with the first topic, that is on mark and recapture technique. Okay, so for solving this type of question, this is a topic based on population genetics, so we can easily solve questions related to this topic only by knowing a simple formula, and this formula is this. So for this you require three things. You should know three things to solve this kind of questions, because in questions like mark and recapture technique, you need to find out the total population size. Ultimately, you need to find out the size of the population or the quantity of the population, which is denoted by capital N. So for that, you require to know three things. First of all, you need to know that what is the total number of individuals marked in the first sample. So what happens in this? First of all, we collect some samples. We mark those samples and we release them. Okay, suppose we capture certain rats, we mark those rats and we release those rats. So for that you should know that how many rats you have captured and marked at the first or initial time. After that, you will be multiplying that with the size of the second sample. So at first you will collect the sample and you will mark them, and in the second time when you collect the sample, you should know that what amount of sample you have collected. Okay, so you should know the size of the second sample. Along with that, you should know the number of marked individual recaptured in the second sample. So you should know three things. First of all, the first sample when you have collected, you have marked that. So you should know the total number of individuals you have marked in the first sample. After that, you should know that what is the size of the sample you have collected in the second attempt. And the third thing that you should know is, when you have collected the second sample, how many of those individuals are already marked. Okay, so these three things you should be knowing. Let's get started with the first question. So the first question is, ecologists are interested in fish population in a pond. They captured 400 fishes and marked them and then released them. After 1 month, they capture more 350 fishes, out of which 250 were unmarked, that is 100 are marked. Now you have to calculate the population size of the fishes in the pond. So I have already told you that for solving this kind of question, you should know three things. So the first thing that you should know is, when you have collected the first sample, from that sample how many individuals you have marked. So if initially they have captured 400 fishes and they marked all the 400 fishes, and they have released those fishes. So the total number of individual marked in the first sample will be 400. Okay, after that, when they have released, So after 1 month, they have recaptured those fishes from the same pond or the same area. And how many number of fishes they have collected at the second time? They have collected 350 fishes. So the size of the second sample would be your 350. And out of these 350, 100 of them are already marked. So the number of marked individual recaptured in the second sample is 100. So when you know all the three items, you can put them in the formula and you will get the answer for this question. So the total population size or the total population density of fishes in the pond after 1 month is what? 400 are the total number of fishes that we have captured and marked at the first attempt. 350 is the size of the population that you have collected at the second time, and out of those 350, only 100 were found to be marked. Okay, so the answer for this question is 1400. So the size of the population of fishes is 1400 for this. The next question is similar to that one. In an experiment, researcher captured 80 rats. So the first or the initial number of individuals that they have captured and marked is 80. Okay, they have marked those 80 rats and then released them. After 1 month, they recaptured certain rats. So now the quantity of rat, the second sample of the rat contains 100. So they have captured 100 rats at the second time, and out of these 100 rats, 20 were previously marked. So the size of the second sample would be 100 and the number of marked individual recaptured in the second sample would be 20. So by putting all these values in the formula, we will get the answer, that is 400. So this is how you are going to solve the questions related to this mark and recapture technique. So I have already told you that how you can just solve these questions by just knowing a single formula. So the next two questions are for practice. So just go through these questions and do tell me the answer in the comment box. So the first question is, in an experiment, researcher captured 650 piranha initially from a lake. Then they marked and released those piranhas. After 1 month, 400 piranha were recaptured from the same lake, out of which 250 were unmarked. Do try to read the question nicely so that you will able to understand what is the question all about, okay, and what you need to means calculate in that question. So based on this, estimate the population density or size of the piranha in the lake. The next question is, for an experiment, 100 hens were captured from a farm, marked and released. After a month, 4,000 hens were captured from the same farm, out of which 850 were previously marked. Based on this, estimate the population density of hens in that farm. Okay, so determine first of all how many individuals you have captured and marked at the first attempt. Then you should know the population size at the second attempt, and you should also know that how many number of individuals are marked from the second population. By knowing this, you can easily put them in the formula and you will be able to get the correct answer. Okay, so that's it for today's lesson. In next lesson, we will be discussing the next topic related to certain concepts or formulas. So till then, stay tuned. And if you like the video, do like, share and subscribe the video with your friends. So thank you so much. Bye bye.